Well, I'll just kind of explain to you my day and everything that went down yesterday. I went to yesterday afternoon. I had to go pick up my boys to go take them to. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here, by the way. I had to go take my kids to my sons, my two boys, to they work out once a week with a trainer. Their mom wants them exercising, and this is a good way to kind of ease them into it, and they get it through something. So I think it's paid for as part of their wellness program, insurance and stuff like that. So they go see a trainer on Wednesdays. Every once in a while, their mom needs me to take them, so I took the boys to their workout. And I usually run home real quick and hang out for a minute and then run back and pick them up. I try to do a little bit of work in the meantime. On the way back there, and then I get back in. Once I usually pick them up, I take them back to their moms, and then I would get back in time, just in time to start the show. That's usually how it's worked in the past when I've had to take them to working out. I'm reading, I don't know how Willie, I saw Wet Willie down there. It made me think of licking somehow. So I don't know if you noticed, I look extremely tired. I haven't gotten a lot of sleep. And that's because on the way after I picked up the boys to go, and the strangest thing, on the way to go pick up the boys, I had a premonition is the really only word I can use to describe it, where on the way to pick up the boys, right before I got to pick them up at the place where they do their training, I had this really crazy feeling that one of them was hurt, and I was going to show up and there's going to be an ambulance there. It was just this weird feeling I had. So I pull in, and thankfully there's no ambulance. They come walking out like nothing's going on. They hop in the car and we leave, and I forget about the premonition. We make it 5 feet out of the driveway from the lifting place, the training place where they go, and I get a call from my daughter's mom. Now, my daughter's mom never calls me. Not that we don't get along. We just really have, she's an adult now, so we really don't have anything to talk about regarding our kid. I just talk directly to Keely. So the fact that she was calling was not a good sign as far as I was concerned. And immediately the premonition that I had just had, the hair on the back of my neck stood up, because it kind of like popped back into my head, as I knew something had to be wrong if she was calling me. So I get a call from Keely's mom, and she explains to me that Keely is in the hospital, in the emergency room. She had jaundice, which, if you don't know what that is, that's essentially when your system backs up and your bilirubin gets really high, which is, I don't even know what bilirubin is, but it's something in your body. But anyway, it makes the whites of your eyes turn yellow, and your skin starts to turn yellow, and there's all kinds of things that can cause it, but it's usually some sort of underlying condition or whatever. It could be new medication you take. It could be a lot of different things. So I started getting very concerned right away, because my dad had jaundice one time, and he was in the hospital for almost 3 weeks. He had jaundice because he had pancreas, and this is the reason my dad had to quit drinking. He had pancreatitis so bad that his pancreas swelled up, and it shut off all of his organs. So everything backed up. Not all of his organs, but whatever organs I don't know if it's whatever. I don't even know. Anyway, everything got backed up, and all his his system get all backed up, so he turned yellow. And he had to quit drinking because of it. So Keely was in the hospital, she was in the ER. So I dropped the boys off on one side of town, and then literally had to drive to the other side of town, which is no big deal, to get to the hospital that she's at. And it's a weird coincidence, because just the day before yesterday, I was talking about being in that hospital when she was born. Very, very weird coincidence. Same hospital. And her mom was there, and we actually started talking about everything that's, having been in that hospital when she was born. And I actually told a story the other night about how Um, Keely's two grandmas, my mom and my ex's mom, both started. They got into a big argument over the top um, of my Keely's mom while she was in labor, and they were pointing at each other and arguing when I walked back into the room. And it turns out that I guess the argument, according to Keely's mom, she told me last night, the argument was about me having left the room while she was in labor to go get something to eat. Now, mind you, we'd been there for hours upon hours while she was in, I think it was false labor at the time. Didn't even go, I don't even remember at that time. Maybe she'd been through a bunch of false labor. I don't even remember. But I just know that I'd been there for a long time and I hadn't eaten. So I went down to like the cafeteria to get something to eat. And apparently that's what the big brouhaha was, that I left the room to go eat. So whatever. Her mom never liked me anyway, so not my ex's mom hated me. I'm not really surprised. I was a piece of shit back then, so had every right to hate me. Knocked her kid up, all that stuff. So totally understand. I would have hated me too. But so we sit in the waiting room in the ER, and I've never seen a hospital as busy as it was yesterday. It was completely packed, and so it took forever to get back there. I don't think we got back into a room until, I don't know, close to 9 o'clock by the time they saw her. And this was all started before 7 is when they got there. So they were in the waiting room for a long time before I even got there. So we get her in the back, and they start running tests. They do blood work on her. Of course, they do pregnancy tests, all the obvious stuff. What new medications are you on, just to see if it's a reaction from medications, things like that. It was none of those things. So they ordered the blood test. That took forever, obviously, to get the results back, especially with as busy as the hospital was. The blood work came back normal, except for, and this is the thing, it's been, and I don't want to get all the necessary, I guess, the details of it for her, but it's, like it's not really anything like, it's not like girl problems or anything like that. I mean, there's something going on with her liver right now, and we can't figure out what it is. It's not like she's an excessive drinker or anything like that. She's not like that at all. If she is, she's doing a good job hiding it. Because she's a seemingly responsible adult who goes to work and, does okay. So she's had these liver problems that she's actually been going through for, I feel like I was off for a couple of weeks ago because she was in the ER or something. I feel like I was, I feel blurry at this point with everything that she's been in and out of the hospital over the past couple of weeks dealing with all this. And so she had an MRI scheduled to get her liver looked at. And that was like in a few weeks. So they said, the doctor at the hospital said, let's just admit her and we'll go ahead and push up the MRI because there's clearly something going on with this girl. So this is where it starts to get a little strange. So that was last night. It got to be about, 10:30. They still hadn't done the MRI yet. So I was getting ready to go, and then the doctor popped in and gave us an update on the blood work and said that there was nothing wrong with the blood. We're just going to go ahead with the MRI. Take all because they're probably going to do it tonight. So just take all of them, any piercings out, blah, 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 blah. So it's kind of a funny, awkward moment there where my daughter had to admit in front of me to the nurses and the doctors that she had her nipples pierced. So that was a little uncomfortable, probably more so for her because I'm a pretty whatever dad. I don't really, shit doesn't bother me. So I was like, whatever. I kind of giggled it off, and she was bright red though. She was definitely embarrassed. But so I don't know. They ended up not doing the MRI last night, and they kept her overnight. And then for some reason today, and of course they gave her all kinds of fluids and things like that. So they're, trying to see if it was just, if they could give her some fluids and see if that helped move things around or whatever. But they kept her overnight. And then this morning they decided that they were also going to add on another test to go check out her stomach. Okay, hello, 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 yo, 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 what's happening? Welcome to another Dumb Show. I am another Dumb Show host. Thank you for joining me on issue number, what are we on? 194. So good to have you guys with me. You know how good it is to have you guys streaming on my tube. It feels so good. It feels so right having you guys streaming on my tube with me. Appreciate you. Let's see here. Don't forget to like tonight's issue. A little reminder for you guys to do that. I know some of you might not be used to hitting that thumbs up when you're listening to or watching something you enjoy, but you know what? That's how YouTube works. They like you to hit that thumbs up. So if you like the show, please do do me a solid and hit the thumbs up on tonight's video. For those of you who aren't watching live, you can always comment on the show, and I will read your comments back on the next episode or issue, whatever the fuck we call it. And you can always help support another Dumb Show by hitting the join button, becoming a member. There are 3 different tier levels to help support the show. We are fan funded after all, so couldn't do it without you guys. So I appreciate everybody who would like to, all our members who we currently have, and I'd like to have some more. So if you'd like to help, if you like another Dumb Show and you want to see us continue to be successful, please make sure you join and support the show. If you'd like to download the show as an audio-only podcast, you can do that through YouTube Music. So just download the YouTube Music app, search for Another Dumb Show, and then you can download the podcast through there. If you don't want to see my handsome face, you can always follow the show on X, Instagram, and TikTok at Another Dumb Show. And welcome to the League of Dummies. Big shout out to Crystal. She was first in chat today. We really appreciate the support from everybody in chat. Big ups to Crystal for being, I don't know, that might have been her first time. I'm not 100% sure, but big ups to Crystal for being first. Appreciate it. 844-HEY-DUMB, 844-448-3862. That is the number to call into. I pay for these damn phones, so I hope people will call into them. If you don't have that number saved in your phone, make sure you save it in your phone. A little reminder to you guys, too. I love the interaction with the phone, so if you are watching the show on your phone, maybe think about throwing it on your iPad or your laptop or even on your big screen. Download the YouTube app on your big screen, and then you can watch the show there, and you'll have your phone free to call in from there. I mentioned that I like to read the comments from everybody as they come in overnight regarding the previous day's show or previous shows. And let's see here. I got a few of them here. Real quick, before I start diving into the comments, I totally forgot. Tonight we got our main man with us. What's up, bro? How are you?
What's up, buddy? How you doing tonight, man?
Chilling like a villain. Good to see you. Good to have you, man. How was work today? Typical.
It's good, man. Nice little ease into the weekend. Now Fridays are now my either a day in the office or just like boots on the ground doing some marketing and trying to push the business out to local businesses and stuff like that. So no real work to do on Fridays for me anymore.
So wait, were you cold calling, going to different
No,
businesses, knocking?
I was a solicitor today. I was walking in places today that said no solicitors with a packet of
Yeah,
information.
that's cold calling. You were going to doors, knocking on doors, walking in. You were doing fucking sales, bro. That's fucking that's some hard work, dude.
For the other side of the business, the commercial side of the business, we're trying to get some boots on the ground and get out to all like fire departments, nursing homes, assisted living centers. I did definitely stopped at a racino today. And
Nice.
Definitely spent about an hour and a half there. Spent about $100 gambling.
Now, do you guys have? Oh, that's funny. Do you guys have a typical sales guy? Do you guys have a list of places that you try to go hit, or you just kind of like, all right, we're gonna hit this little area and just start driving and see what we can find?
It was on my schedule. They had 6 different little spots or 7 different little spots over like a 30-mile spot today, and I just went and handed a bunch of information out.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. Hell yeah, man. That's a good gig. That's a good way to ease your way into like
Friday.
Sales, too. Like diving into it. That's great.
It's good one day a week to do that, and then the rest of the week I prefer to be a savage.
Nice. Well, good for you, dude. You're looking good, by the way. I like the trimmed beard. Looks way better than the Grizzly Adams beard for sure, dude. That's an old reference.
Yeah,
Grizzly
it gets
Adams,
horrible. I wish I could grow the long full beard. It don't do it though.
Mine starts getting I'm like mine's getting a little scraggly right now. I'm due for.
It gets curly. It goes down a little bit, and then it curls out the way yours starts to curl.
Yeah, you see what it's doing right there. I got to make sure I trim these usually to keep it from doing that. But let's see here. K Moyer says, "I love you, dumb. That is all. Thank you, Chris. K Moyer. I don't. Is it the same picture as Crystal? I think that's Crystal. So thank you, Crystal. Love you too. Scott says, the return of Mikey. Need I say more? Mark says, what up, Mikey? Good to see you. Looking good. User EM says, hey, Dom, love your show. I always enjoy the show more when you do the food challenges. The eggnog one was the best and so funny. And then we have some comments about when I mentioned that I was going to be off for Keeley. Brittany, Tyler, Talk Show God, and Vanilla all sent some positive vibes over, so that was very nice. Another one from User EM, a prolific commenter, said, great show tonight. Loved hearing Mikey. Would love to hear him more, and even Curious George as well. So that was from issue number 192 a couple days ago. Sean M. also says, good to see you, Mikey. Hope all is well. And let's see. Bubbles the Lion sent some more good vibes over to my daughter. And I'll give you guys an update there in just a sec on her.
Yeah, I was just about to ask. I didn't even know anything about what was going on until the recap today. I must have missed that part of the show or whatever. What was going on?
I think you were still getting home from work late last night or whatever. Probably at that point. Yeah, because you jumped on after for the gaming thing. So yeah, we'll get to that in a sec. But speaking of the gaming, I have a comment here from Jose. He says, Dom, why don't you set up your screen so when you're playing games, it's full screen? I do have it set up to do that. I'm just a dipshit, and I just start playing, and I forget to switch it over to the full screen, and I just leave it on me and in a little box playing. So nobody's really complained about it, so I think it's a little bit of being lazy too, but now that Jose has mentioned it, I'm going to have to go back to switching back to full screen, because it doesn't make sense to play, watch the game on full screen, just me versus me in a little corner. I guess that's kind of pointless. All right, so I did mention that I would give you guys a Keeley update. So yesterday, or the other couple nights ago, we took the night off because Keeley, I got a phone call. I was dropping my boys off, got a phone call from my daughter's mom saying, hey, your daughter is in the emergency room and she has jaundice. So we drove. I dropped off the boys, drove immediately to the emergency room, and I talked to her and found out that she has all these tests that need to be run. And she was in pretty good spirits, couldn't eat, didn't seem to be in a lot of pain, stomach was a little upset. But obviously when you have jaundice, you know, her eyes are all weird and yellow, and the whites of her eyes turned yellow, and skin was yellow, and it was obviously concerning as a parent. So I think we left off in the recap with mentioning that she was going to be going through some tests. She was going to have an MRI on her liver, because that's one of the things that is a problem. Like a lot of liver function issues can cause jaundice. So they want an MRI of her liver, and then they were going to do a scope of her stomach. So they did the MRI, and everything came back clean, no issues. So that's good news. They did the scope this morning on her and checked out her stomach and esophagus and all that stuff, and everything came back clean with no issues. They did do a biopsy when they were in there, I'm assuming of her stomach or esophagus or something. So that was where we left off. The last I heard last time I talked to her, she was still in the hospital. She was, and this was, I don't know, a couple hours ago. She was coming out of she was still woozy from the endoscopy. So she was coming out of that, and she was then going to ask the nurse, what's going on? Why am I still here? If these tests are all clean, what's wrong with me? Where do we go from here? Because if both the tests came back inconclusive, no issues, which is great news, but what the hell is wrong with her? Why did she get jaundice? What's going on? So Mikey, I'm totally confused about this situation with what's going on with her, where she's. I don't know what to think about it right now. I'm kind of at a loss. I want to. Yeah, and her mom is there too, so she can ask questions. Her boyfriend's there to ask questions too. I guess her ex-boyfriend, but best friend now. I don't know. It's complicated.
What?
Anyway.
What?
Yeah. So I don't. Yeah, Austin and Keeley broke up a few weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago, and I didn't really talk about it on the air because she didn't want me to talk about it. But I think I brought it up quickly a couple nights ago or last week or something like that. But they seem to still be good friends. I mean, he's been with her the whole time she's been in the hospital and stuff. So I think that you know how relationships go. You break up and they still come back over. You know, so we know how it goes. Um, so I guess the answer, or not the answer, but the update is I don't really have an update. We're still waiting to find out what the cause of this is. Her mom is
All
there,
tests are
and
pointing in the good direction, though. So far, I mean, nothing's been alarming other than just the jaundis, and no
right.
others like side effects. No like tired or fatigued
Well,
or
no,
nothing
yeah,
like that.
no, yeah, tired, fatigued, can't really, is having trouble keeping food down, has no appetite. She's got pain in her stomach, so there's all kinds of weird, gastrointestinal things that are happening, and also this jaundice. So it's like, I don't know. I'm wondering if it could be, because my dad had, I don't know if you know this, my dad had to quit drinking because he got pancreatitis so bad that it swelled up and it gave him jaundice and he almost died. So he had to quit drinking completely because they were worried that his pancreatitis would keep coming back. So he did. And I'm wondering if she's maybe cursed with this because she drank the night before for her birthday. And then she didn't drink a lot, according to her mom, but still, I wonder if she's lost weight. That's another thing I'm a
It
little
affects
concerned about.
everything.
She's had some, she's had some rapid weight loss recently. So that's where I'm kind of concerned about her, this whole situation. It's just weird. Rapid weight loss, now jaundice. It's just the whole thing is just a lot of weird symptoms that just I'm
Yeah, sounds like
not
it.
real comfortable with. Yeah, so I don't really know what's going to happen from here as far as if they've let her out yet or because I didn't hear. If she's in the middle of getting out of the hospital and stuff like that, last thing she's going to do is test me or whatever. She'll text me when she gets home or whatever. But so that's the update. No real update. Just hoping to find out. Other than I guess we're waiting on the biopsy results. So it's fingers crossed. That's everything's okay there. That's probably the most important one we need back. But so yeah, that's that. I hope that she will be okay. And
Yeah, absolutely. Me
yeah,
too. Hope she gets
I'll just
home. You can
moving
at
forward.
least
Yeah,
like get home for the weekend, make you.
yeah, I feel so bad for her because St. Patrick's Day. St. Patrick's Day is like her favorite holiday of the year, and that's on Sunday. So she is. I know she wants to get out of the hospital because she wants to go party on St. Patrick's Day. So even if she does, she's like she's a typical Irish girl and a little street girl that it's St. Patrick's Day we're gonna go get fucked up whether we're not feeling good or not. So true Irish kid. True, my kid. So, yeah, she's she's in that age group too. She's 23. Yeah, and those are the partying years. You know what I'm saying? That's when you go get
Oh
ripped up.
God.
So, yeah. So hopefully she'll be okay. So we'll move on because I really don't know what else to say about that other than let's just hope that she is okay. So, I did get an email here from neighbor Dave. He was kind enough to send an email here, and it was pretty funny. I love nothing more. Well, not one of the things I love the most in any kind of viral video. I love the ones when newscasters flub or do something stupid. I love the good newscaster flub. And neighbor Dave sent me one of a local newscaster doing their report. And and it's kind of funny to see how it works. I think she believes they aren't live and she's recording like some stand-ups. So it's a reporter from the local WOIO News 19 around here. I like them a lot. They've actually been good to me. That's the station I did the infamous Fat Naked Dancing guy on. I did a punchki eating challenge for them. So I've had some fun with them over the years. So I like them. But this was pretty funny because she thinks that they're doing just stand-ups where they're going to record it and then they're going to edit it and be able to send it back in. Well, you know what happens if you don't think you're live. You're going to if you make a mistake, you're going to start over. But sometimes before you start over, you kind of emote a little bit about it. So let's make sure. I think I have it queued up to the right spot here. Let's just pick up here. And she's standing outside of like a recycling plant or something like that that's got a big fire, something like that.
Yeah.
I think so.
All right, well, let's just do it.
1 second. Same deal as the live.
Kind of, yeah, I'll just kind of wing it, but...
Now this is live on their
Three,
website,
two,
on their
one.
Facebook feed.
This is one of of those fires where your eyes are burning. The smoke is so out of control. Take a look. You can see it's still going strong, billowing behind me. We're outside of FPT Cleveland. This is a recycling and scrap metal facility. I did just speak with an employee. He tells me he's an inspector here at the company, and the good news is he tells me, as far as he knows, no one is hurt. If we pan over here,
Oh, wait,
see
hold
there
on. I
is
might have
still
gone too
a
far
fire
back.
truck out front.
It's a long
several
video.
Fire trucks, about 7 trucks back there, battling this blaze. I did speak again with that employee. He tells me this started at around 5 o'clock, and it just got out of control really quickly.
All right, so that's her practicing, and I totally forgot. So I hit the wrong spot. I was way too early. And this is a 50-minute video or hour-long video that Dave sent me.
It's on Etna Road in the Union.
There's a lot to go through.
In Cleveland. That employee tells me it does look like there was a lot of damage back there, and he believes it's going to be a pretty significant financial loss for the company. But right now, as far as we know, no one was hurt, and crews are still trying to get this fire out under control.
There it is. Just a quick one. Easy peasy. I know it's nothing major, but I love a good newscaster flub, especially because she thinks that she's recording and it's not. It's all live on their website, on their Facebook feed. So I'm sure she won't get into trouble or anything, or I'm sure she'll get reprimanded or whatever. No big deal. But it made me happy. I love it. So
She's
a quick.
cute too.
It wasn't bad looking. That was another thing that I found interesting about the video was just kind of seeing.
Smile, but other than that, she looked all right.
Yeah, seeing what they look like behind the scenes, or like once the camera's turned off, and how they go from their we're live from the newscaster 5, blah 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 blah, and then immediately it cuts off. Yeah, and then immediately cuts off, and she's like, "Oh my god." And she's playing with her hair and looking at her phone or whatever. And then she's like right back to, we're at the scene of the fire. And just the way they go in and out of it so quickly.
Turn it on and off.
Yep, exactly. And it's funny, like, because I've hung out with some newscasters back in the day when, I think after a couple Rover Fests or whatever, we were hanging out with some newscasters. And they're partiers, man. They get down. They have a lot of fun. I'm pretty sure they were ripping lines, or we were talking about getting them, or something along those lines. It was a good night, a lot of fun, crazy night if I remember. I don't know if all the details of that night ever was set free. So there's other people involved that I can't let out, but there were some pretty interesting things that were going on that night at that newscasters party. Let's see here. I do have an update about just a real quick one. Curious George called in with a story the other day about a UFC fighter who is a hero. His family Mark Coleman. His family was in a fire, and he ran in and he saved everybody. And he ended up in the hospital with really bad smoke inhalation. And George, was upset. There, it looked like he wasn't, because he was in I don't know if he was in a coma, but he was
in a coma, yeah.
Was it a coma? So
yeah,
was that an induced coma?
I think it was an induced coma, medically induced coma or whatever, because he wasn't able to, his oxygen was so low or whatever.
Well, he ended up waking up, and it was a nice little reunion with his family. Here's the update to that story.
I'm the happiest man in the world. I swear to God, I'm so lucky. I can't believe my parents are alive. Yeah. I had to make the decision once, because I got out of my room and went to the door, and it was already horrible. I couldn't breathe. I almost had to go outside. And I went back and got him. I can't believe it.
Wow.
I got him, but I couldn't find Hammer.
I'm assuming that's their dog or something that they couldn't find.
The dog didn't make it. He went back in the second time to get the dog, and that's why he passed out.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, we had the parents out, and then he went back in to get Hammer, and he passed out looking for his dog, and the dog was already unconscious or something like that.
Oh, what a
so
fucking
couldn't get to the dog. Yeah,
sad.
So he almost died to save his dog.
Great but sad story. Wow, that's all good for him. I would do the same thing. I'd make sure.
I'd be doing the same thing for my cats.
Get the kids out. Get the fucking cats out for sure. That's and then obviously in the dog too. So, all right. So a little UFC story. What? What are you
Yeah,
laughing
I'm
at?
just the Flock podcast just made a post. Well, this is depressing as fuck.
I promise they aren't always like that. They aren't all like
That's
that, but
that's my good friend Becca.
oh, cool. Well, hi, Becca. What's going on? Yes, that was supposed to be uplifting, actually, but I didn't realize the dog died. I thought it was just going to be an uplifting story about it. I didn't know that whole
No, I
story.
thought you knew
Apparently,
about the dog.
no, I didn't know that at
Once you
all.
had
But
seen that video, I knew he was gonna start crying over Hammer.
no, I try not to. I'll read a description of a video and then I try not to actually,
So
watch
you get the
the whole
reaction
thing. Yeah,
smartly.
exactly. So, I mean, I got a little choked up watching that video, and then I heard about the dog. That's all. I got to get another camera. My second camera broke, so I need to get another one here so I can get Darla back on camera because my Bean Arena, she's a star. So Mark Coleman, the guy that we just played the video for, he is a UFC fighter. And I found a UFC video, Mikey, and I'm not doing all sports tonight, so don't worry, guys. We'll be bouncing all over the place. If you're worried I'm going to talk sports and football with Mikey all night, we aren't. But this is a sports.
You remember that the Flock podcast, by the way. That's my ex Becca that was in the calendar party, and we hung out with her all the time.
I do remember that. Yeah, I remember you said that she was going to pop in from here and there. So welcome, Becca. Good to have you. So anyway, you love UFC, Mikey. I'm learning more about UFC. We just played a story about a UFC fighter. I found this video of a UFC fighter, John Jones, right? That's the guy that is like, in your argument, is the best fighter of all time, you'd say? He's the GOAT.
For pound, best fighter of all time.
The Michael Jordan of UFC, essentially, at this point. Okay. And he's injured right now. He got tore his pec, right? We're waiting for his pec to heal.
Yeah.
Or is
I don't know
that
if he's
it?
ever gonna come back, to be honest with you. He might be done.
Okay. Well, maybe he could just have a new career doing this, beating up young white boys. Because oh shit, I forgot that video was playing or that music was playing. But anyway, he's at I don't know where they are. I don't know what they're doing. It looks like some sort of event. Some sort of, I don't know, because they got like a promo thing in the background, but this looks like somebody just doing a cell phone camera of this kid said, "Hey, John Jones, will you do a leg kick to me?" What a fucking idiot. This is what happens. So he takes one. Ooh, kid takes it. Okay. He said, yeah, then he says harder.
Right,
okay.
Yeah.
Boom. Okay.
Oh.
And there goes your leg.
Oh.
Look at that fucking bruise. This guy, his whole leg,
idiot.
front to back, completely bruised. And now he's on fucking crutches because of that shit. What a fucking idiot. Why would now?
Oh.
I guess I can't really say I can't say too much about it because I, in my time on the old show, have had 3 interactions with, well, 2 professional fighters and 1 WWE guy that I should not have gotten involved in. I got choked out by a MMA fighter named Dan Bobish. Let's see.
Did you really?
Yes.
Why do I not remember that?
It was very early. I was an intern. It was very early on in my time on the show. Here's a picture of Dan Bobish. This guy came in studio. Yeah, he was like one of the earliest MMA fighters. I mean, he was, I don't remember if he was in UFC or not, or if he was a Pride fighter. I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure he fought a couple fights in the UFC for the heavyweights.
Oh, okay. Did he? All right. He might have. Either way, he was a monster. Just a humongous human being. And he said he could choke anybody out and it would be no big deal. And so I said, and so they were like, when I was an intern, Rover was like, "Hey, do you want, do either," and Jazzy Jim was there with me actually. Or was it Jazzy Jim or was it Dumber? I actually don't remember. Is it the Jazzy Jim or Dumber? And he goes, "Which one of you wants to get choked out?" And I was like, "Fuck, I'll do it. Why not? I'm trying to get a job here. I'll do whatever the fuck I need to do to get a job." So I went in, he put me in a chokehold, and if you've ever been choked out or you've ever passed out due to lack of oxygen, I'm not sure if it was, I don't know. Was it a blood choke? Is that what they call it?
It's a blood choke.
So he blood choked me and cut off the blood to my brain, which cuts off the oxygen to your brain. So you start to pass out.
Real quick.
And yeah, what it looks like, if that's never happened to you before, if you remember an old TV back in the day when you'd have to get the antenna and everything starts to, you'd hit a channel with, like, we had 3, 5, and 8 around here, right? Say you get to channel 4, it's all snow. It looks like just this white snow on your TV screen. That's what it looks like when you start to pass out. You get this weird white snow effect, just like a TV, and then you're gone.
Yeah.
And then, so I was out, and I remember waking up. As I was waking up, I was on the floor, and I was like snoring and coughing. I was like going as I was waking up, and I remember like seeing like, it was the weirdest thing because they were all bent over me in a perfect circle. It was like Rover, Doogie, Dieter, Dan Bobish, all of them in a circle around me as I woke up. And I thought I was dreaming. I didn't know what was going on. Mm-hmm. And then he starts smacking me in the face. And I wake up at that point. Now, when he was smacking me in the face, the thing I noticed was I can't feel him smacking me in the face. Like, I know I'm getting smacked, but I don't feel it in my face. I think it was my left side of my face. Because when he did the choke, he crushed the nerve on the side of my face just long enough that I lost feeling in this part of my face for probably a good 3-4 months. I mean, it was just God. I could chew on the side of my face and not feel it. Like I could chew on I couldn't feel a fucking thing. So there was that incident. Didn't learn my lesson from that, and let Jerry the King Lawler do a chest thing on me. Which was a big mistake. It hurt like dropped me to my knees. Oh shit! I have an alcohol delivery. Shit! I just remembered. We'll take a quick break. I'll be right back. Hold on. Fuck is going on with my mic? Sorry about that, guys. Oh, I know what happened. All right, I figured it out. Sorry. When I come back from break, normally it's supposed to cut to camera 2. Camera 2 is broken. So right now when it cuts to camera 2, it's just a black screen. So I try to catch it and cut to my camera right as it's turning black. Now, if I do it too soon, before it switches to camera 2, you guys can hear me. Yeah, no, you can hear me now. Oh, my batteries are about to die. Oh, hold on. Microphone issues. All kinds of technical issues. Getting alcohol delivered. Microphone's not working. The chat is a little bit behind me, guys, so I don't always see the microphone issues until the last second. But here, I'm going to switch this real quick. Mikey. I forgot Mikey's here. Mikey, take over for 2 seconds. Look at the chat. Well, I forgot I got you to do this with now.
I was flailing my arms like a madman. I could not get it quick enough to try to get your attention.
All right, here we go.
You have a good point. This will be happening at some point. I gave my word on that, and I still will be doing it. I do not have the materials at this moment.
What is that? What is he talking about?
I owe the chat, and I owe another dumb show a punishment of eating Snickers and cheese, and that does not that not forgotten for sure.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool. All right. So, sorry about it. Let me explain what just happened right there. When we come back from break, it's supposed to cut to camera 2. When it cuts to camera 2, the music's supposed to start playing. If I press this and cut to myself too fast, it shuts the music and everything off, and it's just me on this dead screen. So, and also when it cuts to that thing with the rejoins and everything, it turns my mic back on. That's why I wasn't on. So, sorry, my bad. Let's start that over again. All right. Anyway, we left off before the break. I played this video of John, what's his name? John Jones, kicking some dude in the leg. Yeah, there it is. So he kicks this kid in the leg. Here he goes, second time. Boom, kid ends up on crutches. So I mentioned how I had a couple incidents on the two. I told 2 of the 3 stories, the old show, about my incidents with UFC fighters and a WWE guy. I told the story about Dan Bobish choking me out. I told about Jerry the King Lawler chest slapping me. I'm pretty sure I dropped to my knees when he did that. That hurt like hell. Left a big, huge, mark across me.
He's king of the chop.
And then the last incident I had was with Chuck the Iceman Liddell. He was in studio, and we were talking about the best way if you're nose to nose with a guy in a fight. Not we, but Rover and him were talking about the best way to, if you're nose to nose with a guy in like a bar and about to fight, what would he do? And his move was he would go like this, and he would throat shot the guy like this. He'd put his fingers like this, and he would just duck his head and go like that and throat chop the guy. Ooh, yep. I did that too hard. So he said, Rover then said, hey, which one of you idiots in there wants to come in and let him perform that on you? And I said, because he said he could do it without actually, he could stop it right here before he hit me. And so Took some balls, but I stood there right in front of fucking the Iceman and let him do that to me. And he did. He stopped it dead right before my throat and then just laid his hand on it, like nice and soft, like he stopped and then went.
It was before the CTE kicked in.
Did he? Oh, does he have bad CTE? Because he didn't disappear.
Didn't you see that video of him just recently? He was sitting on a boat and he fell off that dude's Lamborghini yacht. It looked horrible. He looked like a crippled old man.
No, I got to see this. Hold on, let me find this. Let me find this video.
And then another video just came out. This dude is apparently it's some douchebag that lives either in San Diego or San Francisco.
I got that video.
He was just caught on camera the other day saying, "I'll fucking kill you."
I got that video.
Dude on the dock.
I got that video. I will play that. I'm glad you mentioned it.
The Iceman fell off his boat.
Oh, really? Same guy? Why
Yeah,
did it not? Why is it not showing up? Chuck Liddell yacht boat. Chuck Liddell. Let's just do his name alone. It's not popping up.
It should.
Chuck Liddell. Oh, is there 2 D's in his name?
Yep.
Oh, that's why I put one. All right, hold on. Let me cut to. So here's Chuck Liddell. Whoa. He's just standing there talking, floating around, whoop, whoop. Oh, and he falls right on his ass first, too. Even more embarrassing.
He's had that neck surgery where his neck is all fused together because he can't look up or do nothing. He just kind of moves and nothing bends.
I love their all. Oh, so that is that guy's yacht. I'll be damned because I recognize the yacht now.
Man,
so did they? What do they got to?
What
do they fish him out there? Yeah, they. Somebody dives in to help him out. That's a heavy ass dude too, because he put on some weight and he's all muscle and fat now. Oh yeah, you can see how his neck's all like he can't move hardly at all. Yeah. Ooh, that. I wonder if that. I wonder if that's. I wonder if that's part of the reason why he wasn't able to get his balance at all, because you just can't. You need to move your head a little bit to be able to get balance. Well, speaking of that video that you just mentioned, Mike, you actually have that. So let me find that video of that guy with that yacht. Is it in here?
He didn't look. That video didn't make him look too good. I'll tell you that shit for sure.
Now, who is this guy? Is he some rich guy?
I don't know, just some dude that owns a Lamborghini yacht.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. This guy, so he tries to it's this uber rich guy, obviously, because he has a Lamborghini yacht. He tries to park it at a dock where he's not allowed to park it, and this is what transpires from there. The audio's all fucked up. God damn it. Is the audio good, Mikey, on this?
No.
Can you can't hear it? No, can you hear it though on the actual one, like the good version of it? Can you hear him yelling, "I'll kill you"?
Oh yeah, absolutely, clear as day.
Wow, why did I lose that then? Sometimes when I download videos from Instagram.
Yeah, I was about to ask you if this came from Instagram, because that's usually you can tell he's got the same shitty little dog on his boat.
All right, here, let me just pull this video up here right from TMZ then. I mean, I got to do a video, an ad in the meantime. But, yeah, no, it's a weird video, too, because it interested me. I was going to play it. Hold on one sec. I'm going to have to get the audio changed real quick. Give me 2 seconds, guys. As this ad goes through.
White people in their boats.
I know. I got to tell you, dude, I'm not a boat guy. We used to go, when we would go out on Rover's boat, his yacht that he had back in the day. I'm not a yacht guy. I'm really not into it. To tell you the truth, I find them very slow and kind of boring. But here's this video with some sound, hopefully, actually. Let's see.
Kill you. I will kill you. I will kill you. I got it. Ace Roger, I'm in place. I'll kill you.
That's your face.
Oh, is that what he says there? That's your face?
Yeah. That's your face.
I'm in place. I'll kill you. To your face.
To your face.
And then he pulls his dick out and starts jerking his cock in front of him?
That dude's got fuck you money. pissing in the bank.
Oh, he's pissing. Oh, I thought he was like wanking it,
I'd
like
imagine
suck.
he'd be pissing. Oh, could have been doing that too.
I just assumed that's what he was doing. Suck, thank you, TMZ. I thought he was saying suck my, like he was doing suck my, and he just kept, like he was cranking his cock at him, but what a fucking weirdo. I thank you for reminding me about that video. I appreciate it.
No.
Secret ADS Mod says, this reminds me of the fuck you, Tony, fuck you, Ezekiel thing. I don't know that. What is that?
One of the original internet videos. It's a little dude on an island and another dude, and they're screaming back and forth. Don't you say it! I fucked your mother.
I've never seen this before in my life. This video? This it?
Yeah.
How have I not seen this and everybody else has?
Hello? Guess what? What? You really want to know? Yes! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! No! Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! What's your name? What? What's your name? Tony! Fuck you, Tony! Fuck you! What's your name? What? What's your name? Ezekiel! Ezekiel? That name fucking sucks! Hey! Guess what I did last night? Don't you fucking bring my mother into this? My mother? You guess what I did? What?
All right, that's all I can take of that. That goes on for another minute and a half. So they just say "fuck you" back and forth. I'm assuming the rest of the
Pretty
time,
much,
and I
yeah.
fucked your mother, and that was pretty good. Okay, all right. So I don't. How have I not seen that? That's that's only 3 years old.
No, it has to be a lot older than that.
Oh, okay. That's just like a repost of it then. Okay.
Yeah, it has to be. I want to say I think it's been around a decade.
Oh, okay. So, it's super old then. All right. So, yeah, that's a new one for me. I'm not super internety. I'm not good at internet videos and stuff. I know the classics. I like Turtles. The lady that falls off the grapes, falls making wine, stomping on the grapes.
That funny noise that comes out of her.
Yeah, like anybody who's ever gotten the wind knocked out of them, you know that fucking noise.
It's the worst noise.
It's
The
the worst
feeling in the world. You're gonna
so
die.
scary. It's so scary. The first time it ever happened to me.
Falling in a face mask.
Well, mine was really scary the first time it ever happened to me because I got I get hit from the bottom on like back of my legs and in my back at the same time, or my front.
Tabletop.
Yeah, like in my front at the same time, and it bent my back over, and it cracked. Like I heard my entire back go crack all the way up, and it knocked the wind out of me at the same time. So I thought I broke my back because I never had the wind knocked out of me before too. So between the cracking back stuff and the wind getting knocked out of me, I thought I was dying. So, For Local Frank, you're on another Dumb Show. What's up, dude?
What's going on, Dom?
Chilling like a villain. How are you, my friend?
Pretty good. Hey, Mikey, I ain't talked to you for a while.
What's up, Frank? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. Hey, Dom, you're playing videos. You should look up 100-mile-per-hour pit maneuver. You ever see that video?
Did that just come out? I thought I just saw that the other day.
No, it's old, but I never saw anybody play it anywhere. And you got to skip like 15 minutes in to see the actual crash.
Yeah.
But it's from like the cops' dashboard or whatever.
Somewhere in Arkansas?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah.
There it is, 100 mile per hour
100
pit
mile an
maneuver.
hour pit
Oh
maneuver.
shit!
Oh.
Oh fuck! Oh damn!
Oh, yep, I have seen this. Yeah.
That's
Oh.
crazy. The cop went flying.
See, I
Everybody
finally
went
found a good
flying.
one.
You did good, Frank. Very
I
good. Here it is in slow motion. Oh fuck! You ever gone
The funny
airborne
part
in
of
a?
that story, that driver's only had four locos today.
Yeah.
Oh no, I have gone airborne one time.
Now,
That was before Four Locos were ever even invented.
I actually went airborne in a car like that one time. Not quite that bad,
Me
but
too.
my
Not
my.
like that.
All
Yeah.
right. Pretty close though. I hit
I'm
a
sorry.
I jumped a snowdrift in my mom's car going about 55 on a snowy road. I hit the snowdrift and went voom, all four tires off the ground. Heard the engine roar like because my foot was still pushed down, and I was headed straight towards a tree. But because it was a big old Oldsmobile Cutlass Sierra with the big fat ass front end, it just went zoop, boonk, and I just went straight down. And thankfully, I didn't hit the tree because I ended up like about 2 feet from this tree. So if I'd have gone flying into that tree and her convertible, I'd have been fucked. But I destroyed my stepmom's car, and she was so mad. But anyway, so Frank, it's funny that you call in. Actually, I did have a story for you.
Me? All right, let's hear it.
Now, you put out a challenge to me saying that you wanted me to drink four locos live on the show, and I told you
stepped up yet.
Well, I told you I don't think it was going to work out because I'm pretty sure that that's a good way to get demonetized. And sure enough, an influencer who's been paid to party on TikTok has been banned after she downed 4 cocktails in under 90 seconds. Danielle Walsh from Belfast.
She's gonna be my new best friend.
That's your new wife. It's Frank's dream woman right there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she got her stuff banned really more because she didn't announce it as an advertisement. I guess you have to do that on TikTok or whatever. But I don't think I can get away with doing all this drinking on what's it called on YouTube, my dude. I can have a couple drinks, but they frown upon binge drinking. And here's that chick actually. If you guys want to see her.
What if you just wrap the Four Loko can in a paper towel and it doesn't say Four Loko, and just say you're drinking water?
Video.
I know, I'm trying to find it. I don't know what tab I have it on. I got 8,000 tabs open. There we go. Oh, sorry about that, guys. So hold on. Now we're back to me. This tab. I closed the tab I was trying to show you. Here she is. Okay. Oh, no, wrong one. That's all the stuff we're talking about today. What the fuck? Why is this not opening? Oh, my God.
Oh, damn, she's hot.
You think so? That's your kind of girl, Frank?
Absolutely.
Yeah, there she is right there. There's her with all her drinks. But no, Frank, I don't think I'm going to be able to get away with doing your challenge on YouTube, my dude.
Even if you wrap a paper towel around it and it doesn't say Four Loko, and
well,
you can just say, man, this water tastes good.
I'm doing the four water can wrapped in paper towel challenge.
Yeah. YouTube will never know the difference.
I don't know, dude. You sing a song on YouTube and they'll ding you. It's that smart, to be honest with you. Their algorithm is outrageous. You get dinged just for singing a fucking song. So, having said that, Frank, I don't know if I'll be able to do that challenge. So if you come up with another challenge for me, just let me know, okay?
I came up with 2, and you already shit on the Four Loko one. What about the sour one?
That is on me to go get that from the... I haven't been able to find the one online. It's been out of stock. But we do live by the nation's...
You gotta make Mikey do it, too.
Well, we do live by the nation's largest candy store here in town. And I keep forgetting to go there to check to see if they have this extreme sour thing there. So I'll go check that out, see if I can find that black sour ball thing that you're talking about. I know I keep saying I'll do it, but I'm going to actually do it this week because I've been telling myself I'm going to do it, and I'm actually going to do it. So, all right, Frank?
All right. Yeah,
All right.
well, send me that hot girl's information, and I'll marry her.
All right, dude. Look her up. Drunk girl on TikTok. All right, bro. Later, Frank.
That's her name?
Oh, shit. I hung up on him. My bad. He'd have gone all night if I didn't cut him off anyway.
Yeah.
So, I love Frank, but he can go all night. All right. So I did mention that a lot of times the videos we play and things like that will get the videos demonetized because YouTube is, well, they're trying to keep it family friendly, I guess. I don't really know. So having said that, probably the rest of the stuff, or many of the things we'll probably play, or that I'm going to play the rest of the show, are probably going to get us demonetized, at least for this video, not the whole channel, but at least for this this issue. So make sure you guys get your super fan donations in or get your memberships in because I guarantee these videos are going to get us demonetized. So I talked about that UFC fighter before and John Jones.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, and it's as I watch videos like that, I'm getting a little older, and I'm getting to be an old scared white guy, and I've been considering getting a strap. Even talked to B1 the other day about it, like to the point where we're both talking about it. She's considering getting one for her house because where we live, it's kind of shrinking a little bit around us. You know what I mean? So we're kind of like, hey, maybe we need to do a little prevention here. But having said that, I saw this video today that made me question whether or not I should be walking around strapped, because even if you are strapped, you never know what could happen if you try to pull a gun on someone. And that is evidenced by what happened in the subway in New York last night. Did you see this? What happened on the subway in New York last night?
I saw a clip where a bunch of people that are like ducked down and hiding. I don't think I hit play or anything, but it looks like a bunch of people that are ducked down and hiding. So
it's a pretty crazy story. So it's just last night on the subway in New York. There is I'll show you where it starts off. There's two guys. You can't really see the second guy, but they start kind of, on a subway, there's so if you're just listening and not watching, picture, a subway car, you have that rail in the middle that kind of holds the thing up and people will hold on to it. There's two guys that kind of start dancing around this rail in this video, and you can kind of hear how it escalates from there. So picture a fight on a subway.
Get them off of him. Get him. Get him off of him. I'm behind you, bro. Come on. Get him off of him.
So many times, dude. She got him so many times.
I think she just got him once.
No, dude, she got him 2 or 3 times in the back, bro.
Oh, you think? I thought it was just the way it was leaking. It looked like that.
No, you can see it, dude. She poked him a good 3 times, dude.
So you could see he's wobbling a little bit. So he goes over to his jacket.
Oh, no. I didn't do nothing, though. Bullshit, you poked him 3 times.
You heard the click. And everybody starts running.
I'm getting out. Get that all way down, baby. Let me out.
This is fucking nuts.
Let me out.
Can you imagine this?
Oh, I hope hope she's laying on the ground.
So, so hold on. So, what did you just say right there, Mikey?
I hope she's face down on the ground.
The craziest part of this whole story, Mikey, you know how I mentioned I'm not really sure it'd be a good idea if I got a gun, and you would think it's because you'd be worried about shooting someone else. No.
He got shot with his own gun?
The guy who pulled the gun got shot with his own gun. Can you fucking believe that shit? Isn't that unbelievable?
If you got a gun, pull the trigger, man. He sat there talking way too much shit. Pull the gun out and just squeeze the trigger.
Absolutely. And so here's what happened. This guy, his name is, I'll just read you the news story. The man suspected of shooting an aggressive subway rider with his own gun will not face charges, as Brooklyn prosecutors have ruled he acted in self-defense.
Yep.
Yunus Abuad, 32, was arrested Thursday night after a terrifying encounter with DeJuan Robinson, 36, when the two men erupted into a wild brawl on a rush hour subway that ultimately led to Robinson being shot in the head. Blah, 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 blah. DA's talking. At this stage, evidence of self-defense precludes us from filing any criminal charges against the shooter, according to the DA. Robinson was shot after Abuad wrestled his gun from him during the fight. The NYPD told the News Daily Mail on Friday morning Robinson was in critical condition and it is unclear if he will survive. So,
stabbed multiple times by the girl and then shot in the head with his own piece because he wanted to talk shit before he shot her.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. Now, you can't really tell in that video who started the fight. And so if the guy in the black who had the gun started the fight, then I guess in the end it does fall under self-defense at that point, or just because he pulled the gun?
Pulled the gun. I think it's just because he pulled the gun. I think it all goes out the window. I mean, I'd like to follow that story. I never ended up will or anything like that, but I want to know, like, if the girl got charged or anything like that. Does it say anything about the dude getting stabbed multiple times? Because she poked him a good few times at the beginning of that video.
Let me find out. Let me see. Let me dig a little further into it because I don't think I saw anything about the stabbing. The NYPD says they're actively seeking the woman who has not been identified yet. Yeah. Her status is unclear as far as being charged, even though that Abuad guy has not been charged. So, but just imagine being on that as a passenger.
Oh.
And you're trapped. You're in a fucking metal tube with 50 other people and a gun. That is a fucking freaky ass situation, man. That would be absolutely nuts. And Secret Alias Mods confirming, Mikey, last I heard they hadn't found the girl yet. So, Brett said, did he hear 4 shots? I thought I heard 2 and then 2 at the end. So let's see here. Let's go back to it real quick. Get your superfan donations in, guys. YouTube does not like this.
Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Let me out!
Let's count.
Let me out! Let me out!
1.
2, 3, 4.
That was 5.
That's the thing. I couldn't tell if there were 4 or 5.
Let me out! 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 Let me
out! 5 shots. Wow. Ooh, that shit's fucking intense, man. That would be so scary. Irish Ronnie said, some kid got poked up last night down the street at the store I go to every night. Scary shit. Yeah, no, that's not good. Yeah, no, don't go to that store anymore. Fuck that. But yeah, just pretty crazy that you that the guy that's a weird story because it seemed like he was with the girl who did the stabbing. So just because the gun came out, it feels like that gun only came out because the girl had the knife. Is it because the guy didn't run away after he got stabbed and he said, no, I mean, they're trapped in that tube. He turns his back on her. She could come and stab him. So why not pull your gun out and protect yourself at that point?
I don't think she had the knife anymore. The knife flew out of his back, if you saw at one point.
Oh, it did?
Yeah, right at the beginning of the fight.
So wait, she doesn't keep it held in her hand when she stabs him? Oh, I didn't notice. I missed that. All right. Well,
you can watch her poke him a few times and then watch him reach towards the back, and then the knife, I'm pretty sure, goes flying onto the seat.
Okay, let's slow-mo this. Let's frame by frame it. Hold on, let me mute it. It sounds like shit. All right, so we see the scuffling. We see bombs getting dropped. There's a lady getting out of the way.
No, she's not. She's getting ready to stab him.
That's her?
And the light-skinned girl right there.
Okay, that is her. Okay, so
the jeans, yep.
She comes. She gets obscured for a minute. The fight gets obscured by the predator. Okay, there's first stab right there. You can actually see it. Boom. All right, one. Went back for a second one. Up. She missed right there on that second one, maybe.
Missed with that one.
Yeah, but that's a death one. That's a kill. That's a kill shot right there.
She's trying to kill him.
That's a paralyzer. I mean, for sure.
She's been in jail before.
Yep, went for that. Yeah, that's a good point. Now, where's the third one? Okay, so she doesn't get a third
maybe
one.
It was only two.
Where's the knife go flying?
Where the knife goes. Hang on. Keep going. I could have swore I saw the knife go.
Let me scrub
Maybe not. Keep going. No. Oh, what was that? That flew up over by his head. Oh, it's his mask coming off. Never mind, that wasn't the
okay.
knife.
Oh, okay. So that's what you thought was the knife.
Yep. I thought he pulled it out of his back, but he didn't. Oh, dude, she definitely got him a good couple times.
One. Second one, can't really tell if it gets through or not, or if she misses.
Oh, God.
Isn't it crazy the delayed reaction, though, from the time he gets stabbed before he runs his hand to his back? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. 3 seconds before he turned around. I mean, or maybe, I don't know. That was a quick 1, 2, 3. So maybe a second and a half. Man, that's insane.
It's got me cringing right now, dude. Oh.
All right, let's see here. Checking in the chat real quick. Curious George, welcome. Glory to you, bro. MJM said, in Alabama, look it up, dumb. The regular media won't talk about it.
Oh.
He said, did anyone see the video of the 8 black people lynched by the black mother? No, I have no idea what that story is. What? Hold on, let's find this news story.
We're about to go down some deep rabbit holes tonight.
I got nothing here on this. It's not even that's not in the news even close to anything I'm seeing. I'll look past week, past month. I got nothing. You guys send me a link on that one, MJM. I don't know if I'm buying that one. All right, so we talked about being trapped in a subway tube and how scary that would be if you're stuck in a subway tube with a guy with a gun. Imagine another. Wait, hold on one second. Mod's got a comment on this that I missed. The guy that got shot didn't pay his fare to be on the subway in the first place, and he had a knife on him too. I never saw him pull a knife though. He was just in a fist fight. That doesn't mean somebody gets to pull out a knife just because the other person has one on them, unless he was brandishing it or not. But again, I didn't see the beginning of the fight. I wish there was another video or another view of that fight to kind of figure out what actually really happened there. Let's see, what did I have next? Oh, I was just talking about being stuck in a tube. Imagine another place to be trapped. I don't know. This video is a couple days.
I don't like that word at all.
I know. I'm not comfortable with. Well, it's not a small place, so you don't have to worry about that. It's about what you're being trapped with. So the tube's kind of small, nowhere to run. But in this case, in this next video I'm going to show, it really doesn't matter how fast you can run because the thing you're trapped with can run 10 times faster than you. This is some zookeepers earlier this week.
Oh. She doesn't know. Oh, no. No.
They got trapped.
Oh, bro.
They got trapped inside.
Ow.
And I think somebody just thought that they were already out of the enclosure, and the other person released the gorillas, and they were just stuck in there with the gorillas.
Big silverback.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's no joke. I mean, that thing will rip you in half. Literally rip you in half if he wants to. He will bonk you down, you just thump you to death into a million pieces.
Oh my God.
God protect her.
The people are praying for her. Ah.
She hiding behind a tree.
Yeah. They distracted him. Did you see the guy?
Yeah, the guy was banging on the glass to distract him, right?
Yeah, yep, to pull him over there. And when he banged on the glass, that's when she made her move over to the tree. It's pretty sweet.
Animals, they
There she goes. Pretty slick move. So just how tense this is, just as a guest watching all this. You got your kids with you. You want to walk away to protect your kids, but you also maybe want to see this lady get pummeled by a gorilla potentially. Not want to see it, but you know, if it happens.
How come she can't get behind her and get over to where that fence is?
Too fast. That gorilla will make its move. That's why they got to.
There's got to be something like a ravine or something there that causes that gorilla to not be able to jump across and go over that fence too.
Oh, and then there you go. It goes the other way. It looks the other way. She runs. She finds a door, and
Thank you, Lord.
and she ends up making it out okay. But isn't that a fucking?
He found the bucket though.
But the very beginning of it is the part that's the craziest. When it goes after her at the very beginning, that's the part that I found the craziest. Right here. Oh shit! I see something. What the fuck is that? What is that?
Oh my God!
Just that initial stare down. Now, I've been to the zoo before, and our zoo here it's very, very close to the gorillas. I mean, really fucking close. To the point where like one time, and there's not just glass between them, there's just like a fucking fence with like chicken wire. It's really weird. And one time I got up in front of and I was, fucking all stoned and dumb and young, and I got in front of it and I started going, and I'm looking it dead in the eye while I'm doing it. This fucking thing got fucking massive and started going, and I fucking ran the fuck away. I fucking just turned around and walked the fuck away. I was like, fuck that fucking thing. I'm not trying to get fucking... It comes right through this fence and just pummels me to death because those things fucking, they're badass, man. They're so beautiful and so powerful at the same time. Gotta love a good gorilla. Let's see here. Going back to the last video we had there, Brett said the guy who got stabbed was acting crazy before the fight had started. I don't know if that still deserves to get shot with your own gun. I wish I'm hoping.
You're fighting head up, beating the dude up, and your girl comes from behind you and stabs you in the back a few times. Come on.
That's what's crazy. It's a fist fight. There's no reason a weapon needed to come involved. So unless that guy in the black had said already, I'm going to stab one of you, then, how else would she have known he had a knife? Let your dude.
No, she was just stabbing him.
That's
just filthy tactics.
Let your fucking guy fight, win or lose. He's either going to get his ass beat or that's the end of it, or he wins and everybody goes their separate ways, and it's a viral
But then
video.
again, if I'm ever getting my ass whooped, I want my girl to come up behind the dude and shank him a few times for sure.
Oh, see, no, I just think that's part of life. You got to take an ass beating every once in a while. You're willing to stand there and talk. You're willing to stand there and talk shit in front of somebody and run your mouth. You better be willing to get an ass whipping. That's the way it goes.
It's not the world. It's not the world we live in anymore, though.
Which is why I think I want to get strapped.
You should be strapped.
I know, especially with the DoorDash. And now, do you think it would be smarter? Because I wear, when I do my door dashing, I layer up on multiple layers to stay warm because I get cold so easily. So I usually got my I got a t-shirt, a zipper hoodie, this on top of the zipper hoodie, plus my winter jacket. So I'm layered up until it's about 40 degrees. Then I drop this and it's just the zipper hoodie and the jacket. And so 2 layers. My question is, if I'm door dashing, what do you think is the best way if I'm going to say I got a piece? Like, let's just say it's a concealed, small, very small one that I could either put this is my question. Where do I put it? Do I put it in my center console in a little holder in my center console? Do I get a vest one like you see in the old school where you pull it out of your side holster?
You definitely don't leave it in the car.
Do I put one, my dad, which I just made fun of him for the other day because my dad is 6'5" and got hit by a truck a couple years ago and has zero mobility. He has his gun down on his ankle. He's got a holster down on the inside of his ankle. And he's like, the height he is, even if he was in great shape and like mobile and agile, he can't get down to his ankle in time to do anything like that.
Or pick his ankle up to him without falling over.
Right, exactly right. I didn't even consider him lifting his ankle up to his hand. That didn't even cross my mind. Yeah, so that's what I was considering. Like, where do I do with it? Where do I put one? RK216 says, get a good inner waistband holster for the front. I got a fat belly. I got a gut, guys. I can't put anything in the front. It'll be, my belt is enough of a problem as it is. I don't know how I'm going to do it with a strap down there. It's going to be very uncomfortable.
Get a nice little shoulder piece.
What
right
is
on the inside?
But how do I get to it if I got 3 zippers I got to get to?
You change what you wear to get to the gun quicker.
Or do they make jackets with a holster?
Sure they do. They have to. They make fucking John Wick, all kinds of shit.
Jacket with gun holster. Oh, fuck. Right on Amazon. Popped right up.
Yeah.
Like, just boom.
Yeah. Walk around like an army man.
Tactical 7 pocket jacket. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them. Conceal carry outerwear vest. See, they're kind of ugly. I got a nice kind of Nautica jacket. I like my Nautica jacket. See, like, there's this thing. What am I gonna? What good is this? Like, what fucking good is that? An underwear mesh tank top? How are you gonna get to that if you need it?
You can pick your shirt up real quick, dude.
Oh, t-shirt. You wear that under a t-shirt and then you just reach up and get it. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. Yeah, at this point, dude, I don't really know what to do because I'm not a gun guy. I don't know what to do.
Well, first thing, you got to go get comfortable with guns. You got to go shoot some guns.
I have shot
a gun safety course.
I have shot guns before, a couple times. I actually was taught to shot guns by a police officer. He took the whole show was taken down we went to a police station. They have a firing range underneath the police station. We went in there and they let us shoot every different type of gun that they had. So like a revolver, an automatic 45, automatic 44, 9mm, a 38 automatic, a shotgun with a slug versus a shotgun with was it the pellets? We shot an AR, an AK-47 that was just semi-automatic. Pretty cool shit. So I've done it before. The last time I shot though was when I was doing my sales job, and my manager and I went back to his house and ripped a bunch of lines. And then he said, let's go shoot some guns. And I went, sounds good, let's go. So we went to the gun range, ripped out of our minds. My jaw's just going, because I'm like really bad about that when I blow. So my jaw just goes crazy. So I remember I was just like, literally, I was like, just trying to hold this fucking thing still while I'm all fucking jittery, waiting for my next.
Oh my
Let's go.
God, I'd be
just
laser focused.
Oh, dude, because I'm not comfortable with them. I'm just not. You know what I mean? I don't like them. I'm not. I don't say I'm scared of guns. I just don't like them. They're loud. They hurt my wrist. You know what I mean? Like I don't particularly care.
Power.
See, I don't. I guess maybe I've never held them enough to feel that kind of power. And also,
as soon as you, dude, it don't matter if you put the smallest gun in your hand, you just know what that means. The power that you possess right in your hand.
Maybe it was more of a fear then for me because I didn't think about any kind of power or what I had or what I could do with it. It was more along the lines of, I hope this thing doesn't explode in my hand and blow my eyeballs out or something.
It just must be like people's natural reaction to it. Like it became very natural to me. Like I am very comfortable around guns. I'm very good at shooting guns.
Oh, see,
guns.
I think it's also because I'm kind of lackadaisical, and I'm worried that like, and I even did this when we went to the police thing. I had one with a slide thing, and it jammed, and I went,
oh Jesus Christ!
I swear to fucking God! I swear to fucking God! I went, what? And then immediately realized what I was doing. Like it was, a natural reaction. Like my finger wasn't on the trigger. I knew that, enough.
Yeah, it don't make a difference anyways. The barrel of
right.
the gun always
the thing that's jammed just snapped off or whatever, right? It just went off. But so, that scared the, I'm just lackadaisical sometimes when it comes to that kind of stuff. If I'm comfortable with it or whatever. So I don't know. God damn this fucking thing. I'm about to take this thing off. It's fucking driving me crazy right now. I don't know why this collar is like sticking up like fucking crazy for some reason. It usually just lays normal, but it's like poking me in the neck. It's driving me crazy. Anyway, so I don't know what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna get a gun or not, but it's definitely something I've considered. Okay, now I'm looking at the email, the chat here. Disaster says, get a bazooka, just keep it on the dash. Yeah, that makes sense. What Willie says, he's already wrecked his balls enough. We don't need to risk him blowing them off with a waistband gun.
Cheddar Bob.
RK says, get a small piece with a trigger lock and keep it in your pocket, or trigger safety and keep it in your pocket. Okay, I will consider these options. Okay, here is the video that MJM 42,420, we'll just say MJM 420 because it's easier. It says, watch, well, I don't know if I want to watch this. It says, watch, quote, 8 black people lynch black mother in Alabama. Where's BLM on YouTube? All right, hold on.
Sounds like a clickbaity headline to me.
It's a news story, right? It's from the Officer Tatum. I don't know what that is.
Sounds like a nice, upstanding Democratic website.
2.92 million subscribers, though, so there's people watching it at least. I'm trying to check it out here real quick. So here's the why is that not showing the whole thing? Why is it cutting off the top of it? I don't know why it's cutting off the top of that video for some reason. The fuck is that cutting that off? That's weird. Anyway, it says 8
At
black
the right-winged angel.
You really need to see what it says. I can't. There you go. 8 black people lynch young black mother in Alabama. All right, hold on. I guess we'll play it.
Al Sharpton, we will see Barack Obama coming out, Michelle Obama.
I'm jumping ahead to the most
Danny
viewed.
Carr says, though, this will be a long road to get justice for Mahogany, and he also explains why only 5 out of the 8 suspects were present today for the Anais Law hearing.
The individuals that are charged with capital murder, obviously, the law, the statute and the rules of criminal procedure says that their bond can be set at a no bond automatically. The individuals that are charged with felony murder, the statute requires a hearing. The next step, obviously, is there'll be further.
All right, hold on. I got the name now, so let me find the news story. Mahogany Jackson is her name. Okay, new details in kidnapping murder of Mahogany Jackson revealed as suspects appear in court. 6 of the 8 suspects accused of the murder of Mahogany Jackson were in court this morning. This was a big hearing for these suspects. The hearing brings to light some new details in the hours leading up to her death. Hold on, I'm trying to find in here where it says anything about her being lynched. Just said that she was assaulted multiple times before she was killed. She was shot in the back of the head. She was shot in the back of the head, right here. Later in the day before Jackson died, she was put in Mahogany is her name, Mahogany Jackson. Later in the day before Jackson died, she was put in one of the defendant's cars, and he and other defendants took her to clean out the defendant's car. Even though the defense claims Harris, the defendant, said they were just taking her back to her house. That's at the point when the defendant is accused of pulling the trigger and shooting Jackson in the back of the head.
Where is that lynched?
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Now, they said that she was assaulted multiple times. I don't know if maybe they,
sexually assaulted?
Yeah, that's what they're, rape kits and stuff are already involved right now. But I've not been able to find, hold on one sec. Let me reopen close tab. Let me see if I can find any other. I'm reading headlines. Mahogany Jackson texted she was kidnapped. Days later, 8 suspects were charged in her murder. Mahogany Jackson knew she was going to die after abduction, torture over stolen gun. I just got that she was tortured, fatally shot, and then tossed at a dump site. Not finding anything. And his MJM's claims are that it's not being covered in the news. So maybe that's what he's referring to, the fact that, you look up these headlines to talk about it or whatever, or hear about it or whatever, and there's no story there. I don't know. You're breathing loud, dude.
My bad.
It's okay. It's just all I can hear. You got a whistling nose?
You can hear whistle. Dude, I got a bad whistle. It is the most obnoxious thing in the world. I got to go to the doctor. Pretty sure it's a deviated septum. And the whistle doesn't get any, the whistle gets worse as the more I get congested.
All I heard was,
Listen.
It was louder a minute ago. I don't know if you fixed your nose or something, but it was it was louder a minute ago. It was nuts how loud it was. I was like, Jesus Christ, that's fucking crazy how loud that is.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
so
that tends to be what happens.
So Mahogany Jackson, MJM, I guess all I'm hearing is stripped, tortured, and forced to perform sex acts on a gang of 4 men. I mean, it's just, horrible. I guess she stole a gun from somebody. And they decided that this was the best way to get back at her. They kidnapped her, tortured her, gang raped her, and then murdered her. 8 people.
Animalistic behavior.
Oh, absolutely. Stripped, handcuffed, beaten, spit on, and forced to perform sex acts at gunpoint in a Birmingham apartment before being shot in the back of the head. So MJM, I don't know. I'm not finding any of the... All right, let's see if it completes. See, I can't find anything if I put in Black Mob arrested after lynching 20-year-old mother. Okay, that's the only headline I found. Mahogany Jackson of Birmingham was held against her will and tortured for hours before she was killed by a gunshot. Where's the mainstream media coverage? This is from the Patriot Post. And that's just a headline with no news story. What? With a fucking link to another news story. From what it looks like another black dude commenting on it. But I'm not seeing anything about lynching. There's nothing in any of the news stuff about it. It's just the people that are commenting on it are saying that there was. This is what I don't get. Like, there's nothing in any of the news. I'm like scanning through the news story, like the video, and they're showing everything. They would say a lynching. So
lynched or something, a lot
yeah,
like dragged
so
behind a car or something like that.
yeah. So what I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna look more into the story. I'm gonna or maybe watch those videos. I don't want Mod to have to do that right now. I'd rather her hang out. So I'm gonna look more into those videos. I'm gonna watch those videos and see what they say, see what these dudes say, because there's two different videos that I found now commenting on this, and the headline says something about the mob of black people lynching them. Now, I guess, say it were true. It's hard to comment on it outside of the details, but I guess the obvious answer is that's fucked up, period. Especially if it's a black person doing it to another black person. Considering the history of lynching in our country, I would think that would be pretty awful. Oh, now I see what MJM's point is. Here we go. If white folks did that to her, what kind of media coverage would be going on? Where would the BLM be then? I see. Okay.
We know national media doesn't cover black on black crime. Where have you been the last 20 years?
Yeah, 20 years. I mean, it's since the war on drugs, they started the war on drugs, and then slowly it turned away from talking about the crime within their own community to talking about how it's being driven by the police departments or being driven by, suppression or oppression or whatever. But I mean, it's just there. It is what it is. It's people while they may be fighting oppression and being suppressed, they're fighting within their own community for sure. It's and that happens in poor white communities too. Same fucking thing. Fucking people in West Virginia fighting over fucking meth and fucking opiates and shit. They do the fucking same thing to each other. It doesn't get the news outside of Jed and Cletus took each other out over some meth, and then that's the headline and it's gone because it's that normal. And so I guess it's a two-way street in that sense. But yeah, they're not going to cover unless there was like there's patent obvious evidence. There was a video of it. There's pictures taken of it. Something along those lines. That would be the only way that anything like that would ever be talked about in mainstream media. And I don't know, man. I think I'm getting away from mainstream media. I haven't been watching it as much since I became what you called a brogan. Well, you know what it is, dude? It's just I figured it out what it is. It's like I get a free movie every day. Because it's 3 hours. 3 fucking hours. It's a long ass show.
Yep.
Like today's, I watched for 20 minutes and I was done. It was about some Mexican rapper.
That Mexican OD.
Never heard of that person before in my life. Is that a popular rapper?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? See, I don't know anything about that dude. That'll tell you. See, I know music gets played at weddings. That Mexican OT, I don't do a lot of Mexican weddings, so it's not a big thing for me. Have you heard his seriously?
Houston, Austin guy.
Have you where have you heard his music before? How'd you hear of him? And like from like Kill Tony or something, or
heard him on? I got introduced to him on the Flagrant 2 with Andrew Schultz.
Okay, so one of the comics talking about him brought him up. So, all right, so he's in that scene, and they all know him, and they all like him, and
yep. And then Tony Hinchcliffe obviously brought him up to Rogan, and Rogan was like, "Oh, I want to meet this guy." And,
yeah, I was wondering.
Rogan says, "Okay, I want to meet somebody." Then he just gets to meet him.
Yeah,
I'm really looking forward to the interview with Paul Wall because he says he's going to put him up with Paul Wall.
Oh, okay, that'll be interesting. I know who Paul Wall is at least. That's the thing. I never heard of the dude, so I was as they were going on, all he was doing was telling personal stories about himself, and like I I felt like I've heard all these personal stories. I'm from the hood. I had it so hard. My mom fought with other people in my house, and my mom sold crack or whatever. It was just kind of like, okay, you know what I mean? Like I was just kind of like hoping to get something interesting, and I finally just gave up. I gave up. So that was it
I'm
for
about
me.
30 minutes in. They're talking about the show Shogun right now.
I didn't make it that far, so definitely. So you made it farther than me.
No, it's about 5 minutes after where you were at.
That guy yesterday. Did you watch that guy yesterday?
No, I haven't watched that one yet. I got that in the queue for tomorrow.
Oh boy, you'll love that one if you're anti-trans or anti-queer, boy, or anti-queer agenda. Holy shit, this guy's got some fucking conspiracies. Holy shit.
Well, I'm really looking forward to this one then.
Oh man, apparently that since 1992, there's a queer initiative or queer movement to infiltrate the schools to indoctrinate the children with gayness. And and also, what was the other half of it? That this was also part of a Russian plot to bring down the United States that's been going on for years to defeat us from the inside out without one shot being fired by turning all the children.
That's a new wrinkle.
By turning all the kids gay. It was a lot. It was a lot to hear, man. I usually peg people a lot of times if they're doing this. They look down to the left a lot, and that's usually a tell for lying. If they're looking down to the left or down to the right a lot, it's a tell for liars. This guy, I swear to God, every time he'd make like some hot take, he'd be like saying it looking down to the left, almost like he didn't believe himself. It was really weird, man. I had a hard time taking him seriously. I really did. Excuse me. All right. Where am I at here? MJM and Irish Ronnie and Diz are really going back. They're going hard on that last video with the what the hell were we just talking about a minute ago? I totally lost. What was the video I just played? Oh, we're talking about the lynching thing. MJM said MJM said it's just sad the black community destroys themselves and the press only covers the white oppression. To a point, I think it just they do cover it, like they talk about the crime in Chicago, and they just don't. I'm not going to sit here and pretend they don't. I've now, since I've moved from, it used to be CNN, Fox, MSNBC, bouncing between the three of those. Then I go to News Nation. Now I pepper in the Rogan thing and all the other weird conspiracies. So I'm getting all the different fucking views on everything, right? I'm seeing, because that's what fascinates me. Seeing, one topic and the views from all different angles. That I'm fascinated by that. And I just sit and examine why does this group think this about this? Why does that group think that about that? You know what I mean? It just like that kind of shit I'm obsessed with it. And it's obviously it's quite swayed, depending on who you like. If you like Trump, you follow Fox. If you like fucking Biden, you follow CNN and MSNBC. But even my mom, who's like a super Democrat, blue as fuck, she is starting to question everything that's going on right now with the way the Democratic Party has changed so much. She is, she's a, women's rights, grew up in the late 60s, when there was all that was, women are burning bras and shit like that. And she is even over Joe Biden, over all that shit, like all the wokeness, all the, she said something the other day that blew my mind. She was like, what I'm tired of? Every TV show is aimed for a black person or a Hispanic person. I said, Mom, I go, the networks are free. The majority, so if you look at who's the impoverished people in our country, it's usually black and brown people, right? So they don't have the money, so they're not streaming shit. They're getting their TV for free through an antenna. and I know you do that too, so I'm not trying to call you poor or whatever, but you're frugal. But but it's a
Who,
thing.
me?
Yeah. But you don't watch
Oh yeah,
5.
I do that.
Yeah.
I do that for some. I don't watch. I don't watch 8, 10, and 13. I don't watch any of the local channels except for live sports. But I
Right.
know for a fact that all those shows on there are all just
They're aimed towards African Americans
woke.
or Latino people. They really are. And that's because it's free entertainment.
Or
You know what
the
I'm saying? So,
LGBTQ community.
well, yeah, but you know what? Like going by my
There's
argument right now.
homosexuality and everything like that in every show, though.
Exactly.
Every one of
But
those shows.
going by, but my argument to her was, Mom, you have to think about
Yes.
who's watching free TV. Primarily black and brown people. You know what I mean? Black people, Latino people, people who are lower income, because it's fucking free. You just plug an antenna in for $20 and you can get all the digital channels for free. You know, all your local stations. So obviously the networks know that. They know who's what. They have all kinds of demographics and focus groups and shit like that to talk about, determine who's watching their stations. And right now they know that that's who's watching. So why would they program a bunch of white people on their stations if white people are watching Netflix and YouTube TV and Joe Rogan? You know what I'm saying? So no, they're going to put on sitcoms that have Latino families and have black families and are about their lives, because that's who's watching. And she was like, a light bulb went off. She was like, oh, okay, that makes total sense. So like she kind of got it from that point from there, but I don't think I really even had a point to any of that, to tell you the truth. But other than to talk about my mom there, what was my point in even bringing any of that up? I started off on
How your
somewhere.
mom was done with the woke, and your mom was done with the.
Oh, no. It was talking
Democratic
about, because
Party.
MJM said that nobody covers it's only about white oppression and they don't cover black on black crime or stuff like that. But I mean, they do. It just depends on what you're watching. You watch Fox News, they cover all the black on black crime. They're going to show all that shit. That's what they do. You watch CNN, they're not. So you just got to, pick your battles. Which one are you into? Which one do you think is going to be going to cover it the most? I'd say none. It's almost like you have to watch all of them.
Think for yourself.
You really truly need. Well, no, I would say absorb it all. Hear what the crazy stuff they say on CNN or MSNBC or Fox. Distill down what is crazy. If say they're for the border, for example, take CNN's opinion on it, take MSNBC, or not opinion, their presentation on it, MSNBC's presentation on it, Fox's NBC presentation on it, News Nation's presentation on it, Rogan's presentation on it, other sources that I may not, NPR, which I'm not going to go listen to because I know what they're doing. So take all those sources, take every one of those different presentations, and then go, like you said, Mikey, create an opinion for yourself based on all of those, because there might be some right in all of them and a lot of wrong in all of them. So it's like, pick the points that you believe in and the stuff that you don't, and what you think is bullshit and just being presented for, because somebody's blue or because somebody's red or because somebody's moderate, and just kind of feel it out and make a decision for yourself. It seems like that's the only way to do it this day and age, because everything is being presented with such a skew to it. And Rogan's guilty of it, but it's only because that's his personal opinion on everything. You know what I mean? He's being real.
Mm-hmm.
He's just offering his personal opinion on it. So, dipshit 18-year-olds who can't think for themselves, they just go, I think Joe Rogan's so cool. He does the UFC fights and he talks about aliens. I love this guy. You know what I'm saying? So I could see how dipshit young kids who can't think for themselves and don't see, and I would say the thing I admire the most about him and his show is that he is willing to question himself and his own beliefs, which is one of the things I pride myself on, is if you can convince me that I'm wrong about something, I'll admit it in the end. If you've changed my mind, I'm man enough to say, oh, no, I was wrong about that. You're actually right. And that's one of the things I admire about him, because I've heard him say that. So it's actually, I like that. That's very few and far between in anything you'd watch on any of these shows. It's just people just espousing their opinions. Other people debate right back with them. And then in the end, they don't get anywhere because nobody goes, you actually made a pretty good point right there. Never in a fucking million years would you see that on any of those shows. No Democrat who's arguing with a Republican would go, it's actually not a bad point. Trump's actually right about that when it comes to Biden, or vice versa. It would never, ever happen. It would never happen in a million years. So I think that's why and that's one of the cool things about this job is I see everything. You know what I mean? I do so much, spend hours looking through news stories and from different sources too. So you see all these different views and, but I got to tell you, some of the crazy conspiracy theories that there are fucking, I don't know if I buy the whole train. So you buy the queer invasion thing that that guy was talking about yesterday? There's really trying to indoctrinate the kids. You think that's a thing? Why do you believe that?
There's look at the, just like, for example, the amount of preteen and teenage health clinics around the nation right now that are doing the gene replacement, or the hormone therapy and stuff like that, and the doctors that are getting insurance is paying more money for doing the hormone therapy and the sex change operations than regular operations.
Right. But wouldn't that, hold on real
quick,
quick.
Look at all these clinics that have like exponentially blown up in the past decade.
Right. Wouldn't you argue though that is less about an indoctrination and more about pharmaceutical companies trying to make more money? The indoctrination, the only vested interest the pharmaceutical companies have is to make more money, right? So they're going to only sell.
They're owned by these billionaires that also push an agenda as well, and it's all old money that pushes all the shit around as it is.
Also, I think it's the other way around. I think it's the pharmaceutical companies and things like that. They drive what the decision makers do, not the decision makers have an agenda and they say, hey, we're going to work with you to promote that agenda. I think it's the other way around. Pharmaceutical companies go, we got all this money. We need to make this money. Here's what you guys are going to say. So is the pharmaceutical industry making that much money off of hormone changing drugs? I feel like it's a very small percentage of the population. I mean, we're talking like 1% maybe. I don't know how many. I don't know what percentage of the population is transitioning.
I don't know numbers. I don't know numbers on it either, but it's a lot more than what we think compared to what it was. I don't know if I don't think it's the big pharma or anything like that's pushing this agenda. I think it's a lot. I think it's
hormones in the water. Forever chemicals. Forever chemicals.
Yeah.
So, all right, fluoride too?
Yeah.
All right, I love it. Mikey's back, baby. Mikey's back. He's thinking clearly again. I love it. All right, perfect. I got something for you too. Oh, you know what? Hold on. It's 9 o'clock already. Shit. I got 8,000 videos to play. I have so much to talk about tonight. It's crazy. I could go for fucking 6 hours tonight. I swear to God, I have so many things to talk about. It's nuts. All right. I can probably save that. Yeah, I think most of the stuff I could probably save till Monday. To be honest with you. It's actually, some of the stuff's a little bit old. I just haven't gotten a chance to talk about it. Oh, here's one for you real quick. It actually goes into what we talked about. I forgot I had this story. Okay, so I think yesterday I played a recap before the show because I didn't have time to get anything together. I pulled an old issue a highlight clip where you had talked about your friend who was in the Proud Boys and was in jail. And we never really went back to that. We never We talked about it like one time, and we never really wrote back because you had said that, if I remember correctly, there was an anonymous donor who was paying his attorney's fees. And this was one of your friends is a Proud Boy. He helps.
Not one of my friends. I don't know him or anything like that. It's
a friend of a
best
friend.
friend's brother.
Oh, okay. So your best friend's brother is a Proud Boy. He went to the Capitol on January 6th. He ended up getting arrested because of everything that happened there.
Saw him on Fox breaking in, stealing the riot shield.
That's right. Okay, I remember you saying that. So he got arrested. He was put in jail for, I'm assuming, what did they say? For treason, disorderly conduct,
treason, all kinds of stuff.
Okay.
Threw everything at the wall. I mean, the guy's been on 23-1 lockdown for years now.
He's still in jail. That says we kind of left off there that he was in jail, but there was somebody paying. There's an anonymous donor paying hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of attorney's fees. Yeah. To get this guy either out of jail or just when he goes to court or whatever.
He's got a team of lawyers.
So is this ongoing? Is he still in jail? Is he still
ongoing? I haven't heard anything other than it's all still ongoing, and they're just waiting for Daddy Trump to get back into office and let him out.
That was my next question. So you got to talk to your buddy and see what's going on. Find out where that all stands.
I'll get the update this weekend. I'll get an update this weekend and fill everybody in on
And the reason I asked that is because I saw this story that says a TikTok influencer who stormed the Capitol during January 6th insurrection has been placed on the U.S. terror list after being hunted by the FBI and fleeing the country.
Dude, didn't you see that woman from Kill Tony?
I did see that. I did see her. That was so funny. She, January, a lady in her probably, I don't know, mid-50s was on Kill Tony, the podcast Mikey and I like, where they have, they pull names out of a bucket. These names come on stage and they come up there and they do a stand-up bit for a minute. When they're done with that minute, the host of the show will then interview them and get to know them. This woman comes up, does her minute. It's all about her storming the Capitol on the 6th. She bombs, isn't funny at all. And then they go into the interview and they want to know all about January 6th. She tells her story about how she went in the rotunda, stormed the Capitol with everybody, blah, 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 blah. The FBI sees this and they end up arresting this woman. I don't know what happened since then. I don't know if she's been released or if she's still in.
She's been back on the show since then.
Has she? Okay, what happened to her? Did she...
She just got interviewed a bunch about what her deal was with that, and I believe they were going to put her on a no-fly list, threatening her with a lot of stuff. And she was just being harassed by the government, she said.
Well, you mentioned that your friend, or your buddy, your friend's brother got terroristic threats charged. Well, this,
I'm guessing,
according to
treason or terroristic threats.
According to the news story I have, well, that's what actually is, because treason. If it's treason, that guy's facing the death penalty. He ain't facing
the death penalty.
Then, so in the story I'm reading about this person who's now on the run, that has been put on the U.S. terror list, it says this is the first case of terror charges allegedly being leveled against those involved in the violent protests on January 6th. So it says the alleged terrorist is a mid-20s man who provided information on the condition of anonymity, and we'll call him Mike. He fled the U.S. in October after FBI agents started contacting his friends and family and has been issued documents stating he's wanted for terrorist acts. And they're saying he's the first person. So I wonder what...
He was acquitted of seditious conspiracy.
Oh, so he's out?
No, he's still in the jury deadlocked on all the other charges against him, including conspiring to obstruct the counting of electoral votes. He was convicted of obstructing a congressional proceeding, assaulting a police officer, and other crimes. He was acquitted of seditious conspiracy, the most serious charge, all of which his co-defendants were convicted. The jury deadlocked on all the other charges. Because he wasn't just in Washington on January 6th. He was also in Oregon, in the free city that they had there. When
Chaz?
they were
the Chaz?
Yeah. Yeah, he was one of the leaders out there. He was like top 3, top 4 Proud Boys.
It says right here, according to 18 U.S. Code 2384, seditious conspiracy is when 2 or more people conspire to quote, overthrow the U.S. government, destroy the U.S. government by force, levy war against the U.S. government, oppose the U.S. government by force, prevent, hinder, or delay the execution of a U.S. law, seize, take, or possess U.S. property by force. So, kind of seems like that's what they are up to.
He was sentenced to 10 years in September of 23.
This is your buddy? Your buddy's brother?
Yeah.
Oh, so this was last. So that would make sense because we haven't talked about it since then. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
no,
been
probably not since before then. He's been sentenced since then.
10 years.
Yep.
Wow.
And then 3 years supervised release.
So, oh shit. So 3 years of heavy probie then after that.
Yeah, parole for sure.
Wow. Do you think he'll do all 10 years?
Not if Daddy Trump comes back in office.
If he comes back, think he'll just start pardoning all those dudes? He can't pardon just random guys.
Why not? He just quietly do it.
I cannot see him pardon. You can't quietly pardon anybody.
I don't imagine he's going to be in a maximum security on 23-1 lockdowns for the rest of his sentencing, for the rest of his time then.
Okay, I can maybe see that. Maybe he pull some strings and says, "Hey, get these fucking January 6th dudes
bit more of a
and throw
cushy
them in
situation.
Throw them in a Club Med kind of situation instead." Okay,
yeah,
but can he get away with that though? I mean, behind the scenes, I guess. I don't know. You can get away with anything at this point. So I don't know. Mike, you've been following this.
I'll be sure to let you know.
I know it's late, but I got so much to talk about. You hear about this Boeing guy?
The guy that suicided himself?
Supposedly, yeah.
Yeah. What? Right before he was about to get cross-examined by his own guys, and the guy that's a whistleblower and
Johnny.
a happy life. And,
60
and already got through the first 2 days of a deposition, and then right before the third day, magically decides to kill himself in his truck outside of his hotel. Yeah.
Okay, so you're familiar with the story. Okay, you literally told exactly what we needed to know. So, he had been saying that new plane builds were rushed. When he brought his concerns forward, they were allegedly ignored by Boeing. When he died, he was in Charleston for interviews linked to a case against Boeing. Supposed to come back for more questioning on Saturday. Didn't show up. And then they found him dead in his parking lot. Now, a friend of his came out and said, if anything, that apparently he had told her. Here's the story. A close family friend of John Barnett said he predicted he might wind up dead and that a story could surface that he killed himself. But at the time, he told her, don't believe it. Quote, I know that he did not commit suicide, said Jennifer, a friend of Barnett's. There's, quote, no way. Jennifer said they talked about this exact scenario playing out. However, now his words seem like a premonition he told her directly not to believe. I know John because his mom and my mom are best friends, Jennifer said. Over the years, get-togethers, birthday celebrations, and whatnot, we've all got together and talked. When Jennifer needed help one day, Barnett came by to see her. They talked about his upcoming deposition in Charleston. Jennifer knew Barnett filed an extremely damaging complaint against Boeing. He said the aerospace giant retaliated against him when he blew the whistle on unsafe practices. 30 years, he was a quality manager, recently retired, moved back to Louisiana. She says, he wasn't concerned about safety because I asked him, Jennifer said. I said, aren't you scared? And he said, no, I ain't scared. But if anything happens to me, it's not suicide. Jennifer added, I know that he did not commit suicide. There is no way. He loved life too much. He loved his family too much. He loved his brothers too much to put them through what they're going through right now. Jennifer said she thinks somebody, quote, didn't like what he had to say and wanted to, quote, shut him up without it coming back to anyone. And, quote, that's why they made it look like a suicide, Jennifer said. Wow. That's crazy. This shit's getting deep with this fucking Boeing guy because Boeing's, I mean, they've had all these issues with these planes, doors opening up.
The 737 Supermax, the door coming off, all kinds of
stuff. Door coming off. Plane, that happened multiple times. They've had a tire blow just recently. They failed a series of 33 out of 89 audits by the FAA. It's just insane. It's insane. The 787 nosedive.
And we get on these planes all the time.
Well, you want to hear a funny story about that? So, when I worked at the brake pad place, mind you, I always say brake pads. We sold no car brake pads. Like everybody thinks brake pads, you think of what goes on your car. I sold no car brake pads. I sold friction material, which is what goes on to brake pads. You know, if you get a brake pad and you see that block of shit on there,
little Kevlar stuff.
No, trust me, there's no Kevlar on any of those brakes. What I sold was Kevlar. What's on the brakes is usually a graphite composite material, or ceramic. Those are the main brakes that are on cars. Now, I was in the manufacturing world. We sold brakes to paper mills and steel mills and box corrugating plants and things like that, because they have rotating things across a line that are just going like this, right? So here's a wheel here. It goes on a flat paper. Here's another wheel. Fuck it, I'll just show you. Just so paper mill roll images. Oh, actually not the paper mill roll, paper mill line. All right, so here I'll show you a picture of a paper mill line. This is where I used to go to these when I left RMG the first time. This is what my job was going to these paper mills and places like this to sell them brakes. Now I can actually see the brake right here. That blue thing to the bottom left. That blue thing on the bottom left right there, attached to that big paper roll. You see that, Mikey? Can you see it? I know it's kind of small, kind of where we're at here. But that blue thing right there is actually a brake. There is a disc. Okay. There's a rotor in there with a bunch of pads that are squeezing it from both sides. If I had to guess, based on what I'm looking at right there, it's probably a Beloit brake, perhaps. That machine right there, that brake probably has friction material that I or my boss sold them in that machine that we're looking at right there.
No shit.
Yeah, because most of the paper mills around the country, every newspaper that was alive when newspapers were around, because every paper mill at the tension on this paper, right? So you need to slow these rolls down or speed them up. So you need a brake that's in there doing it. So the product I sold was called Brake Tex. It was the world's only, let me see if I can remember it here. I can't remember it, fuck. I can't remember what it's, the actual tag for it. Hold on, I gotta say it because it's gonna kill me that I can't remember this. It's killing me.
You remember it 20 minutes from now.
No, here it is. It's the world's first 100% Kevlar fiber composite brake and clutch lining. It's a it's a textile non-composite. I can't remember all the details of it, but it lasts 5 times longer than regular brakes. It's got no dust and it won't score rotors. Those are the big 3 things, right? So that's what matters with brakes, right? Your brakes over time, they wear out, they kick dust everywhere, and they score your rotors once they wear down.
You groove your rotors. Once you groove the rotors, your rotors are shot. And rotors
exactly
are
right.
Expensive than replace pads.
So think about that's my selling point, right? You have brakes in your machines. I have brakes that will last longer. They won't damage your rotors, and they create no dust. Now, the reason I bring this up is when I worked at this place, my boss, he was actually in charge of working with, we were a supplier for Boeing and other plane companies, airline, whatever you call them, airliners, whatever. We sold actuators, friction material for these little tiny circles inside the seats in the ailerons and things like that. They're little actuators. So I don't know if you know how an actuator works, but they go back and forth and they spin and they hit a little piece of friction material. And so that's what I sold, was this friction material, brake techs. And now, granted, we were a legit operation where we were at, but it's nothing like you would imagine any kind of operation that is making parts for an airplane. The quality control was, I mean, we had a quality control area. There are very specific parameters that all these parts had to meet. But, I mean, this was not like, I mean, we had some guy named Carlos that was fucking gluing this fucking shit to the fucking shit. And like, and Carlos is a great guy. He's probably very talented, but like, Carlos was in charge of everybody's safety. Anybody who got on a Boeing airplane, Carlos controlled their safety. This plane would not work if it weren't for Carlos. Carlos fucks up any of these glue jobs, that plane's not going to work. The aileron doesn't work. The fucking plane spins wrong. It's down. It blew my mind. Like, there was a piece of a military plane, a computer it kept getting, there was a fan cooling a computer on one of the bombers. It was kicking a bunch of dust out. The fan had a brake on it, apparently. The dust kept getting in the computer, shorted the computer out. So we fixed that problem where we put our friction material in there. There's no dust, so it's on a bomber. So it's real deal stuff. But the problem is, one time one of the people from Boeing came in to talk to my boss, and he came from somewhere in Illinois. The Boeing boss, or the designer for Boeing or engineer who was coming to meet with our guys about these parts, drove there. A guy who works for Boeing, an airplane company where he flies for free, decided that he was going to drive there. This was back in 2014. So that, and my boss even came in and said, don't you think it's weird that he drove here instead of flew here? And at the time, it really didn't, like, I just kind of went, I don't know, it's a 5-hour drive from Illinois. It's a pretty easy drive. It's not that hard. It's, get here in a few hours. Might be more of a hassle to go to, an airport or whatever and do it. And then I heard all this Boeing stuff that's happening. These doors popping off, fucking wheels blowing up and shit. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, makes a lot of sense why that fucking guy didn't want to fly on one of his own fucking planes, because he was worried that it was going to fucking crash. I mean, he knew, in my opinion, that guy knew of all their manufacturing problems, of all the cover-ups. He knows all the corners they were cutting, all the screws they weren't putting in, all that shit. So it's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy how far back this goes. And that's just my own personal experience with it in the manufacturing world.
You got a little experience with it.
Yeah, no, it's just straight up. I mean, if one of the engineers for an airplane doesn't want to fly on the airplane, what the fuck does that tell you? That'd be like Elon Musk.
We should all just get on him and blindly trust it.
That'd be like Elon Musk being like, yeah, buy my Teslas, but I'm not driving one. I'm not turning that self-driving shit on. No fucking way. So, pretty crazy story. All right. I just realized it's getting super late. I got to work tomorrow. Mikey worked all day. I worked all day. So we'll probably wrap this up. I have to work at the nudist camp tomorrow night. I'm DJing at the nudist camp again. Yeah. So I'm assuming I'm going to see lots of ginger vaginas tomorrow. A lot of red puss is what I think I have in my future. Oh, maybe they'll dye them green. Oh, wouldn't that be funny? That would be the fucking greatest thing if one of those girls showed up with their fucking crotch fucking dyed green.
It's gonna be somebody's gonna have a green puss.
I would die. That would be so much fun. I just expected
Can't wait to hear back.
The green glasses and all that stuff. I'm debating this time. Do I drop trowel? Because last time I stayed clothed, and everybody
Did they
else
give you
was
the
naked.
option?
Oh yeah, they said, "Why don't you take your clothes off?" Like they kept trying to get me to get naked.
You should.
Oh, they're trying to get me to get naked and stay and get a cabin and hang out. They're trying to convert me to a nudist because I'm actually totally comfortable with it. I don't care. Like even though I'm a grower and not a shower, that's the problem though, dude. I'm still a 13-year-old boy. I'll get a fucking boner in I'll get a boner in 2 seconds. You know what I mean? Like you fucking brush by me.
I don't think I would.
You brush by me the right way, I'm gonna get hard. So I don't know if that's the best thing to do at a nudist colony or camp or whatever. It seems a little.
It'll teach you some self-control, you animal.
I don't know if I have any. I'm a caveman. I got 95% more Neanderthal DNA in me than the rest of the world, according to 23andMe. So I'm literally a fucking barely not a caveman at this point. So, all right, Mikey. Thanks for coming to hang out tonight, dude. It was good to see you, my dude.
It was fun times.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, stay with it. Keep things on the straight and narrow, my dude, and I will talk to you soon.
I love you, buddy.
I love you, dude. Adios. Alrighty, guys. That is going to wrap things up for us tonight here on Another Dumb Show. I want to thank everybody for coming and hanging out tonight. You know how good it feels having you guys stream on my tube. It feels so good. It feels so right. If you've not already hit the thumbs up on tonight's video, I would greatly appreciate it if you did that. If you've been watching the show and you're seeing everybody talking in the chat and you're wondering to yourself, why can't I talk in the chat? It's because you have to be subscribed to the channel. Once you subscribe to the channel, about 10 minutes later, you will have access to the chat and you can become a member of the League of Dummies. And of course, don't forget, if you want to become an official member of the League of Dummies or a Super League of Dummies member or a Team Dumb Ultimate fan, make sure you go to the homepage, Another Dumb Show homepage on YouTube. Click the join button and pick a tier level that you'd like to choose to help support Another Dumb Show. Because like I said, after all, we are fan funded. So it's great when I get all the support from you guys because we wouldn't be able to do it without you because there's no big giant corporation paying for me to do this. It's just you guys. So I appreciate all the support from everybody. Thank you very much. Don't forget, if you are not watching live, you can get your comments in and I will read them on the show. You can also get your super fan donations in through the comments. Don't be afraid to help support the show through your comments as well. So, guys, that is going to wrap things up for us tonight. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I will be DJing tomorrow night at the Nudist Colony. I put some feelers out for Sunday. I'm hoping I'll get to go out and party and have a little bit of fun on Sunday. So, I'm looking to let loose a little bit. I'm looking to have some fun on Sunday. I want to party on Sunday. I want to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. I want to get ripped, like be completely obliterated by like 3 o'clock. Somehow stumble my way home and get some corned beef here, and then be passed out by like 5, 6 o'clock. That's how St. Patrick's Day goes. And then you wake up the next day, you feel like shit. You shit your fucking asshole out because of all the corned beef you ate. And then you try to go to work. That's how St. Patty's Day works. It's pretty cool that it's actually on a Sunday, so you don't have to worry about missing work or anything. You can start early. You can do kegs and eggs if that's what your thing is or whatever. But yeah, I'm looking forward to hopefully meeting up with some friends on Sunday and having a really fun time because I've been working my ass off lately. I need to let loose a little bit, have a little bit of fun. So. Folks, I am going to wrap things up. I will see you guys, well, depending on how hungover I am on Monday, we'll see. But I'm aiming to be back live on Monday at 7. Again, guys, you know how it goes. Schedule's a little bit flexible. It's supposed to be Monday through Friday between 7 and 9, but things may fluctuate depending on my work schedule. Things happen with my daughter and, St. Patty's Day drunkenness. So, all right, guys. That's going to wrap things up. I am out of here. Have a great weekend. See you.